Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss New Criticism. Introduction. New Criticism, a prominent literary theory and practice in American literary criticism during the mid-20th century, emerged as a reaction to prevailing trends in scholarship that focused on biographies of authors, the social context of literature, and historical positions of literary works. Championed by notable critics such as John Crowe Ransom, Clent Brooks, and Robert Penn Warren, the New Criticism advocated for a detailed consideration of the literary work itself as an independent entity, separate from external circumstances. Objective focus on the literary work. The New Critics emphasized treating a poem as an independent and self-sufficient verbal object, focusing on the poem itself rather than extraneous elements like the author's biography or historical context. This approach required an objective analysis that recognized the autonomy of the work and cited the nature of the literary object under examination. New critics cautioned against critical practices that diverted attention from the literary work, including the intentional fallacy and affective fallacy, which involved relying on the author's intentions or reader responses to interpret the poem. Verbal analysis and organic unity. The New Criticism viewed literature as a distinct form of language, opposing the language of science and practical discourse. The critical analysis primarily revolved around the systematic oppositions and meanings of words, figures of speech, and symbols within the literary work. Emphasis was placed on the organic unity of the work, where overall structure and verbal meanings were closely interconnected. New critics warned against the heresy of paraphrase, which could lead to a separation of structure and verbal meanings, undermining the unity of the work. Explication and close reading. The distinctive produce of New Critics was explication or closed reading, which involved a detailed analysis of the verbal and figurative components within the work. The explication de-text approach aimed to reveal the multiple meanings and ambiguities present in the literary work, drawing on techniques from I.A. Richards's Practical Criticism and William Empson's 7 Types of Ambiguity. Contextual criticism, as adapted by Eliseo Vivas and Murray Krieger, also contributed to the New Criticism's focus on the aesthetic object, limiting interpretation to the boundaries of the literary work itself. Literary genre and thematic imagery. The New Criticism downplayed the role of literary genres, focusing instead on the linguistic elements of a work, such as words, images, and symbols. Regardless of the genre, New critics believed that literature's essential components were words and symbols that organized around a central and humanly significant theme. A successful literary work achieved a reconciliation of diverse impulses or an equilibrium of opposed forces through its thematic imagery and symbolic action. Conclusion. The New Criticism significantly influenced the study of literature and teaching methods for several decades, emphasizing the importance of close reading and detailed analysis of literary works. However, by the 1960s, newer theories of criticism emerged, and the New Criticism's revolutionary thrust gradually waned. Nonetheless, its enduring impact remains evident in the ongoing focus on the individual literary work as an independent and self-sufficient entity. So this was the discussion on New Criticism. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other term. Until then, goodbye and thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to this series on literary terms and literary theory. If you want to study the notes and MCQs related to this term, you can click the link given in the description. We are also going to start our online and offline classes for UGC NET for English literature very soon. So stay connected with us.